Hey there, Steve Kripke here, and the question of the day is, I'm getting the objection of, I don't have the money. What's the best way to handle this? You know, this is actually kind of common, and if you hang out with me for a few minutes here, I'm going to share with you a multitude of ways to handle this objection, as well as whether or not we are projecting it into the conversation. So let's talk about projection first. You know, when we meet with people, whether we've known them for 20 minutes or 20 years, we either consciously or subconsciously put them on a sliding financial scale of whether or not they can afford it, or worse yet, whether or not they can do it. And what this does is this will literally put a limit on their realm of possibilities for their family and themselves. And why this happens is, as we have these thoughts in the back of our mind, when it comes down to the money part of the presentation, we may hesitate or even speak as if that money is a lot of money. Okay, and that will put that in their mind as they are coming up with a decision for you. Now, if we know that we have a ton of value in our product, service, or opportunity, that money shouldn't be an issue. So when we speak about it, we should actually speak like it's not enough. Like they should be charging more. I can't believe it's only this. And when we speak like that, it actually plants the seed as if they're like, wow, you know what, they are right. There is a ton of value here. I can't believe that is only that amount of money. So when we put everybody on a level playing field, and act like we don't know what their financial position is, we actually give them the benefit of making a decision that could literally change the rest of their life. So that's enough about projection. Let's get right into handling the objections. So we're going to use the number 365 because about 365 because it's around $1 a day. So let's talk about that. So when somebody says to me, Steve, you know what, I just don't have the 365 to get started today, I'll say, you know what, I totally get that. This is objection handling number one. I totally get that. So I'm curious, how close to the 365 are you? And whatever their response is, you say, yeah, that's awesome. So how can we find a way to get the rest of the money together for you to get you started as soon as possible? Okay, that's number one. Number two is a little bit more direct. So if somebody says, you know what, Steve, I just don't have the 365, I'll say, you know what, I totally get that. So I'm curious. So what you're saying is you were not able to save $1 a day for the last year. And if they say yes, say, you know what, I get that. So I'm curious, if you weren't to do something like this, where do you feel that you'll be in 12 months from now or in another 365 days? You see, whether they work with you or not, you're at least planting the seed that something needs to change in order for something to change in their lives, especially financially. Okay? So that's number two. Number three is a little bit different. You're actually giving them an out. So when they say, you know what, Steve, I just don't have the 365 to get started today, I'll say, you know what, I totally get that. So I'm curious, if you did have the 365, would you get started right now? Okay, what you're doing is you're giving them an opportunity to say, you know what, probably not. Or, yeah, I totally would. And then you can go back to objection number one or handling number one. You say, great, how close are you to that 365? And then you can work on getting the rest of the money together. Now, the last one, number four, this is my favorite. It's feel, felt, found. Okay, so they say, you know what, Steve, I just don't have the 365. You can agree with them or go on the same playing field with them. Say, you know what, I totally feel you. In fact, I felt the same exact way. But what I really found out was that if I didn't make a change and I didn't invest in myself and make a change financially for my family, in 12 months from now, everything was going to be the same. So I'm curious, is there a plan in your life right now where you can actually make to where $365 is not going to break the bank? Okay, what you're doing again is you're planting a seed for that person to at least start thinking of a plan, whether they work with you or not, at least get a plan in their mind to start changing the future, because you know, living paycheck to paycheck, that's no good and no fun for anybody. So what you're doing is you're by handling that objection, you're actually giving them a possibility to change your life forever, especially financially. So I appreciate you. Hope you got some value out of this. If you did, like, share, comment, and I have a whole section of objection handling on my home business handbook, and you can have that for free at stevekripke.com/HBH. Again, at stevekripke.com/HBH, or the top right-hand corner of stevekripke.com. Appreciate you. Have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.